Hello, students. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah. Today we are going to do our next paper class. In the paper class itself, I told you it is not a regular paper class because firstly, I know that you have to go a long way to get adapted to real exam. As I told you in the last week, even most of you have faced your first term test, right? You may have really felt the term test like a big mountain, even though how many bigger questions we have done in our class, standard than that paper, even way standard than the paper. But under the exam mindset, the actual size of the paper is this much. The actual size of the paper is this much. We have done papers having the strength of this much. But questions of the strength of this much, but with your anxiety, with your pressure, with your immaturity, all you felt the exam, the real size is this much, you felt it as if a very big mountain, right? Uncanny, really high level task, you felt it. That is normal. Shine gatiya වැඩි? It is because of daylight. Let me just close the windows. Right? Now how about it? How about the shiny nature? Okay. Now the thing is, the real exam size is this much. I checked many of your students' papers. Those papers actually have this much of size with your pressure management. Because in the O level, whatever you know, you can apply. You can write the answer because simple things don't ask. But here, whatever you know, it doesn't matter. It only matter is how you face with the stress factor. How you are going to manage time. How do you think in the next level? All gonna matter here. So firstly, we have to brush up our weak areas. So if we are really struggling to understand some of the part of theory, so how can we apply that in a question paper? So I have done it in the last week, this week, and upcoming 2 weeks. I will be firstly preparing you for all the past knowledge in a streak. If you had some fear factor, we have to remove. Then we are going to have test, kind of like first the paper class test, paper class with the real-time paper class. Then again for 2 weeks, question class. Again in a 1 week, again a full paper. Again in 2 weeks a time, 2 consecutive weeks, it is going to be question class to sequential questions. You will see what is sequential question if you check the today's one. In a sequence, in an order, we have to overcome our fear. We have to overcome all the areas we have missed. Then to apply that knowledge in paper. Right. So today, before going to start the questions itself, I would like to remind you some of the basic factors here to discuss the units and dimension thingy. In the past paper MCQs, I have included some other MCQs, just practice for yourself. You are going to do those things at home as a homework. The first set of MCQs, units and dimension, are going to be homework. But past paper MCQs we are going to do at here. Before that, I want to remind you about certain law. So according to the law, left hand side of the dimensions or units should be equals to right hand side of the dimensions as well as units. Good example is F equals to MA. Here the dimension is MLT minus 2. So here we have to find whether it is true. So what? M for M. This is LT minus 2. The product will give you the same. So the left hand side equals to right hand side. This is first law we have to understand. And also, if X can be added or subtracted with Y, we can just say X equals to Y. If it is equal to Z, that means X, dimension of X definitely equals to Y. So now we only consider one of these. So that means Y equals to Z as well as X equals to Y, since X is also equal to Z. So each these terms are dimensionally equal. And I just told you in the last week even. So all the logarithmic values, natural logarithms, trigonometry, and any symbols like pi, any direct number, all have dimension of what? 1. If we get like x to the power n, this n stands for a certain number. So e to the power x, this is a number. All the numbers have, all of these values have dimension of 1. All of these values have dimension of 1. We have to understand that part. So, within the basic understanding of these things, and I also want to ask you something. Is this time not suitable for you for the paper class? ඔයාලට මේ time එක set වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් paper class එකට අපි වෙන time එකක් දාමු. And how many of received the tute so far? New tute that I sent you? කාටවත් අලුත් tute එක හම්බුනේ නැද්ද? Huh? Didn't anyone receive the tute so far? Normally speed post reach within like 24 to 48 hours. No? By the way, is this time not suitable for you? Then I can just rechange the time. No problem. මොකද ගොඩ දෙනට time එක set නැත්තම් අපිට set වෙන time එකක් දාගන්න වෙනවා. Right. So long vacation එකක් එහෙම set කරනවා කට්ටියට paper class සමතක වෙනවනේ. ඒවා දෙකක් තියෙනවා. හරි. Shall we do the first four MCQs of the past paper MCQs? There are 4 past paper MCQs from units and dimension. Do those 4 MCQs. The first one is starting with what? First one is starting with the distance s traveled by an object during time is given by s equals to capital AT plus 1.5 BT. First one, it is like s equals to a t 1 plus half b. This is what first one. We are asked to find out dimension of a and dimension of b respectively. So start to do those 4 questions quickly. Karan. Quickly. Do the past paper MCQs. There are 4 past paper MCQs, right? And in the next month, I will send you the paper book. So I didn't do any kind of like promotion, anything, because I want to make my students to understand how the process goes. Then the new one's going to join. So paper book and everything you will receive by next week, and we are going to do a very big paper class. Now, right, do this. I need you to do first 4 MCQs of like past paper MCQs. First one starts with this one. Do it fast. Done? Lamai, have you done this? Finished or doing? Finished or doing? Finished. Okay, very good. Let's start discuss. In the first one, it is asking about how to find out the A of the dimension. So once it include any one, so inside the bracket, it says like 1 plus this whole set. Whatever the set, it doesn't matter, it should be 1. Because according to the homogeneity, you can only add things with the similar dimension. If it is a length, other one should also be a length if you add or subtract. Because with the length, you can't add with an area. No, it should be the same. So if this is 1, this entire part is going to 1. So when you multiply something with 1, it has no meaning, useless. So you can equal this with 80. Dimension of S should be equal to dimension of A and T all together. Dimension of A and T all together. Dimension of L is L. Dimension of A, you don't know. T is capital T time. Dimension of A equals to L over T. So that means LT minus 1 for the A. And the other one is, as I told you, these two should be equal. So dimension of 1 equal to half, you don't want to consider because it is just a number. B into capital T. So dimension of capital B equals to 1 over capital T. So the answer is T minus 1. According to the MCQ sets, yeah, it is like LT minus 1 and T minus 1 all the answers are wrong. Ne? Answers should be LT minus 1 for A and T minus 1. This is how it should be. So if there is no answer given, so write your own answer. And in the next one, in the following equation, V is the velocity, G is the gravitational acceleration, and T is surface tension, where gamma is MT minus 2. Things are given. It is 1995 MCQ. This was 1993. So let me copy the equation here. Equation here is V equals to GA over 2 pi plus 2 pi R slash AT. Is that AT in the print? I can't see it clearly. Is that AT here? Oh, what? With capital A, what is it? In what? I can't see it here. Is that? Oh, no, it's not P. It is rho. 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 Greek letter. Rho. I remember now. Rho is density. We need the dimension of A. Okay. I want to find out dimension of A. So it is saying V is velocity. Since V is velocity, we can just separate it out. LT minus 1. In the left hand side, G is gravitational acceleration, LT minus 2. And A we don't know. Divide by 2 pi means you don't want to consider it is just a number. L and L cancel off. T just cancel off, T minus 1 remaining here. 1 equals to T minus 1 times A. Dimension of A is just 1 over T minus 1. It is just T. Is there any answer for that? LT minus 2. So something is missing here. According to this, answer is T. Very old MCQs may have to find it. So the next one is like, which of the following is momentum? What is momentum? We did in the last week. Newton seconds. Answer is number 3. Answer is the number 3. And here, heat, transfer of heat is like, we can take it like capital R, and all the things are given. Length L. So we need to find out the dimension of K now. Dimension of K. Flow of heat, rate of flow of heat. It says like rate of flow of heat. Have a good look at R equals to KA delta theta over L. Right. This says the rate of flow of heat. Tell me what is heat? What is heat according to your knowledge? It is an energy. Rate of flow of energy according to your grade 10 knowledge. Tell me what is the meaning of rate of flow of energy? Does it have any meaning? That is power. So we should know this is power. So that means ml square t minus 3. Normal thing. K we don't know. Area is L to the power 2. So this L to the power 2 and this L to the power 2, we can instantly cancel off. Delta theta, that is in Kelvin. I can leave it like whether units are given in Kelvin, capital K, over length of L. So this is simple K, that is capital K. When we subject this K, simple K, inside the bracket, it is ML, when you cross multiply, ML T minus 3 and K minus 1 will be the answer. ML T minus 3 and K minus 1 is the answer. It is not asking, sorry, it is not asking dimension, it is asking units. Okay, sorry. It is not asking dimension, it is asking units. So this is power. You can write in two ways because one is given in watt. Watt, K, m to the power 2, K here, and meter again. M and M cancel off, only one M remaining. Unit of K equals to W m minus 1, K minus 1 here. Is that answer there? Yes, second one. Because power is measured in watt, you can directly substitute. K is the one we asked, and area is m to the power 2, Kelvin and meter. 1 meter cancel off. So the unit is Wm minus 2, m minus 1, k minus 1. The answer is the second one. Did you come up with these answers? Did you come up with these questions, answers? Hello? Ternada? Okay. Our next question setup is going to try the next questions 1, 2, 3, and 4, and until to 5th one, that is given as an inclined plane. Try it until to like the 6th one. Before that, don't do it. I will just remind you some basic theories behind this. It is much better to remind you the theory before doing it. So, in terms of balance of certain object, you can balance it by hanging tension strings like tension of T1 and tension of T2. When you have a weight of like mg, so if you are just asked to find, I am going to find this P1. So I am going to make this point as a pivot. So the this tension is no longer applied. Right? So I'm going to make this as a pivot. So only mg applies with a distance of x, and tension applies with a distance of y. It is an anti-clockwise. This is a clockwise. So the clockwise moment should be equals to anti-clockwise moment. So I take it like 0. It is like mg times x in the positive direction. Other one is in the negative direction. T2 times y. Use of solving this equation, you can get the answer for the any unknown term. Okay, this is one of the way of knowledge if you have missed. Just quickly write it somewhere. It will help you to solve some questions here. And I want to remind you one more thing. I will only give you 5 seconds to note this down because I have given this a long time back. Enough. Now, when you accelerate an object of, imagine 5 kilogram, you apply a force of 10 Newton. It is going to get accelerated by an acceleration of something you don't know. What should you do? You just apply to F equals to ma. A equals to F over m. F equals to 10 divided by 5. It is going to be 2 ms minus 2. Very simple. You can find it. Now here the problem is, it is like 2 kilograms. There is another object like, imagine 6 kilogram. You apply with the force of like 24 Newton. So on a frictionless surface, imagine it is like a frictionless surface. So both the objects will get accelerated by this 24 Newton. That is the only driving force in the system. Driving force, FD. So there is a tension developed between here. This tension will drive this mass only. So to solve this type of questions, firstly you have to find out the common acceleration. How to find out? F equals to m total A. What is the total force? 24. What is the total mass? 6 and 2, 8. And acceleration of A, you can find out the acceleration 24 divided by 8. So it is going to be 3 ms minus 2. Right. You found the acceleration. Now to find out this tension, you only need to consider this object only. How? Now there is a tension. That tension is the only driving force for this one. This tension will drive this one at an acceleration of 3 ms minus 2 because it is completely attached to each other. So this one also gets accelerated under 2 ms minus 3 ms minus 2. So F equals to ma. F is the tension. Tension equals to m is like 2 multiplied by acceleration of 3. It is going to be 6 Newton. This is one of the knowledge you need to do these questions. Okay. So another knowledge. Sometimes there are objects, they don't apply any force to drive. Some objects generate force. Let me show you. If you want to just write this within 20 seconds, somewhere quickly, 20 seconds, 15 seconds more, 10 seconds more. Rough writing should be faster. 10 seconds more. Time is over. Remember one thing, you have to practice fast writing somehow, because in the exam is not hard. Your time management will be really hard, right? So you should know how to write things very fast right now. අමාරුයි තමයි ඒ ලෙවල් එක. කවුරු හරි කියනවනේ ඒ ලෙවල් පට්ටල ඊසි කියලා ඒ බොරු. හැබැයි ඔයා ඒ ලෙවල් වලින් පැනලා යනවා කියන්නේ ඔයා එහෙනම් කම්මැලි ජරා මිනිස්සෙක්. ඔයාලා ඉතින් මිනිස්සු ජොබ් එකක්වත් ඔෆර් කරන්නේ නැහැ. දන්නවා යාලා මේ වගේ මිනිස්සු ජොබ් එකේ තියෙන ස්ට්‍රෙස් එකක් දරා ගන්න බැහැ කියලා. 20 kilogram. If it is like 10 kilogram, now have a good look at it. Tension will be the same tension. Right. Now only one support the motion. This one, due to in the help of gravity, it will create 20 G force for driving of the whole system. This one does not give any support. It only get dragged forward. You can do it in two ways. One way is the traditional method. In the traditional method, you can write for this one 20G minus T equals to 20A. Equation number 1. For this one, T equals to 10A, right? Number 2. You can merge this one into, so you can add these two equations. Equation number 1 plus equation number 2. So what is it going to be now? 20G minus T plus T equals to 20A plus A 10A. So minus T and plus T cancel off. 200 equals to 30A. 10 gone. A will be equals to 20 over 3. It is like 6.7 ms minus 2. Traditional method. The other method is smart method. In the smart method, you can understand only one force drive whole system. So the driving force is this 20 Newton. F driving should be equals to total mass times acceleration. This is the smartest way. In an MCQ or even in the final test, you can write this without any fail. Accept 20 times 10 for the gravity. Total mass is 20 plus 10 times A. 200 equals to 30A. A equals to 20 over 30. 6.7 ms minus 2. කැමති විදියක් මතක තියාගන්න. තප්පර 20ක් දෙන්නම් තියාගන්න. Firstly, we have to sharpen our skills before going to do for big papers. We have to sharpen these areas. That's our skills quickly. Alagan. Okay. Have you seen this? Have you seen this, guys? Huh? Within like 2 months, not 2 months, sorry. Within like 1 month, we will be doing this as an experiment to prove certain theory called moment of inertia and kinetic energy. See, shall I show you a magic? This moving slowly, but I increase the speed just by pulling this one. See, can you see? Slowly. See, it is something called moment of inertia. It is moving very slowly, but I can make the speed just by pulling this string. There is a very big theory. We are going to learn all with experiments. Hari, quickly copy this. Quickly copy this. Okay. Right, that's it. So, other thing, everything is all over there. Right. Now I need you to start to do it. I need you guys to start to do it. For each of these questions, my time calculation is like 2 minutes for this one, 2 minutes for this one, 4, 6, and 8, 10, almost 14 minutes for these questions, right? Just 14 minutes for these questions. Do question. Yeah. Sorry. force. Okay. Do question 1 to 7 in force. Do it fast. Do it fast. Have a good look at this one. It is about figure below is diagram force of a swing. Swing is not moving. Swing is not moving. That is the initial condition that says the swing is not in a motion. Swing is not in a motion. So it is like F1 here. At the other end, it is like F2 on the other end. There are some other areas to mark here. Here it is like you have to mark the force of 450. That means it is like a child having a mass of like 45 kilograms sitting on something like that, 450 Newton. The end is A here, end is B here. That one has a kind of like distance of 0.5 Newton, sorry, 0.5 meter, and the total distance is 0.8 meter. And you have to consider A as a pivot, and you have to find out F2. So you have to make this as a pivot. So if this one is a pivot, you are not going to count anything about F1, and you are going to find it like 450 act as if an anti-clockwise moment. Sorry, clockwise moment. Here F2 just act as if just what clockwise anti-clockwise moment. 0.5 and 0.8. So 0 equals to 450 multiplied by 0.5 minus in the other side F2 times 0.8. So what can I do is I can bring this 2 to here. F2 times 0.8 equals to 450 times 0.5 divided by 0.5. Decimal place gone and it's going to be 5. F2 is equals to 45 times 5 divided by 8, 0.8. 225 divided by 0.8. I can make it like 225 divided by 8 multiplied by 10. So in this manner, because if I multiply this by 10, I have to multiply upward also by 10. There's the 250. 8 1125 4 I I see one. 600 62.5 divided by 2. So F2 will be 331.25 Newton. Did you get this answer? Did you get this answer? Yes or no? Yes or no? Lamai? Do you get that answer? Amunna the answer. I reminded you even with a similar concept before giving you this all. ඔයාලට තනියෙන් කරන්න දෙන්න කලින් මම මේ වගේ එකක් එක්සැම්පල් එකක් දීලා දුන්නේ. ඒ දුන්න එක දිහා බලාගෙන අපහු කරන්න බෑ කියන්නේ අනේ මන්දා. You have to improve your level, man. You have to improve your level. I gave similar example discussion before giving you this question alone. That is really absolutely horrible condition. Now copy this one. At least do copying faster. Under 1 minute. Done? Done copy? So it is like 5 kg, 3 kg, and 16 Newton force. Asking about acceleration. This is TA. TB. First one is the acceleration. F total equals to mass total A. A equals to F total is 16 over altogether 5 plus 3, 16 over 8. It is going to be 2 ms minus 2. Very simple. TA is going to be the same force. You don't want to find it anymore. TB you have to find. TB is what? That is the force which drive this one only. MB times AB. M is like 3 and the acceleration is 2. Is 6 Newton. And TA is equals to 16 minus 6. It is going to be what? Sorry, whole together, not minus, whole together, whole 16 Newton. A is only whole 16 Newton is on A. Did you get answers for these? Same answers? Like 2, 6, and 16? Yes or no? Very simple questions, sir. I want to remind you with the very simple to hard. In the next week, there will be more hard ones. So 8th one, it is like 5 kilogram and 10 kilogram. And acceleration I need to find 467.5. Okay, do this if you couldn't get the answer. I will give you 30 seconds. Right. Now it is about acceleration. Directly apply 7.5 equals to 15. 5 and 10. 15 in A equals to 1 over 2. That means 0.5 ms minus 2. Okay. Now asking like the force on 10 kilogram mass by 5 kilogram. When you pull some force on F, it will put certain reverse force according to Newton's third law of motion. Asking about that one. This one get accelerate all because of this providing force. If R is the driving force for this one, that is MA. So if R equals to from what? B on A equals to M is like 5 times the acceleration of 0.5. It is going to be 2.5 Newton applied from A on B. Okay. That is it. 5 kilogram on. Let's write like 5 on 10. 5 on 10. Okay. After that, we have the fifth one. Sorry, fourth one. Fourth one is an interesting one. 10 seconds more to you to copy this. For you to copy this. Let me erase. Draw the labeled force diagram on M2. Here, this one. This is M1. So labeled force diagram on M2 is M2G applies here and tensions here. That's it. M2G is greater. So arrow should be longer. This arrow should be a little bit shorter. Acceleration of M2. Okay. We can write it traditional way. M2G minus T equals to M2A. Number one. Here T equals to M1A. You substitute it here. 1 plus 2. Here it is going to be M2G minus T plus T equals to M2A plus M1A. Cancel off, cancel off. M2G equals to M1 plus M2A. Acceleration equals to 6 multiplied by 10. Divide by total mass together, 6 and 4, 10. And here 10 and 10 cancel off. Acceleration will be 6 ms minus 2. Very simple. This for the answer number 1. This for the answer number 2. Including here. Let's start from here. And asking like T upon mass M1. There is an equation here. According to acceleration into equation number 2 here. M1 is 4 times acceleration of 6. It is 24 Newton. Very easy. 24 Newton. For the answer number 3. Answer number 3. Okay. Done, Laman? Done. Acceleration of M2. Oh God. To find out the force, downward force is greater. That is why it is moving down. There is a tension here. Okay, great. Now the thing is, it is M2G. Okay, minus T. M2G minus T is the difference of force. That is the one going to drive this M2 downwards under acceleration of A. So that is M2A, right? The difference of force is M2G minus T, two different directions. So M2G is downward here. Got it? So it is M2A. So for this object, M1, only acceleration is the same acceleration. There is no other force. So M2A, sorry, T is the force that is going to accelerate this one, M1A. When I add these two together, equations, M2G minus T, there it becomes plus T, minus T, and plus T cancel. So only M2G remaining here. Here there are two forces, masses M1A and M2A. I add M1 and M2 together in a bracket, and A, I just get A subjected. So here the M2 is 6 kilograms and the gravitational acceleration is 10. I divide by the cumulative mass 4 plus 6, it is going to be 10. That 10 is here. I can cancel off 10 and 10. So my final acceleration is 6 ms minus 2. Understood? Other? Now I know the acceleration I can apply to this equation and find out tensor. 4 times 6, 24. So did you get this answer alone? Is there anybody who got this answer alone? Taniyen gattada? Huh? Do you get these answers alone? Yes or no? I'm really happy. Copy this one. Copy this one. Twenty seconds more. 20 seconds more for you. Twenty seconds more. Okay, Laman? I think enough. Let me erase. Now the other one, a traditional simple pulley system question. Very simple. 20 kg, 25 kg. Now, how about the forces? As I told you, you can write in traditional method. Definitely 25G is the greater one than 20G. So 25G minus T equals to 25A. Here, T minus T is the greater, that's why it gets accelerate upward. Minus 20G equals to 28. Like this, you can add these two together, merge these two together. 25G minus T plus T minus 20G equals to 25A plus 20A. You can add these two. Now, like minus T and plus T cancel off. 25G minus 20G is going to be 5G. G is 10. Now I am going to apply real values. 25 and 20A is 45A. A is equals to 50 over, sorry, here 50 over 45. That means 10 over 9 ms minus 2. Just leave it. Just leave it. I can get the same answer in smart method. This is the driving force, all driving force. These two are the trouble. This is driving force. This is the opposing force. 25 is the driving. This one is the opposing. Equals to total mass of like 25 plus, but and sorry, 25 minus 20 times 10. Here 20A, one short method. F equals to m. F is b minus small, BTS method. Right. This is 50 equals to 45. Okay, the same answer you get. Whatever the method you would like, copy. This is the traditional method. This is the smart method. You decide what you like. To find out tension, copy this, copy this, copy this. Smart method, long method. Okay. I only give this equation to find out E. E is equals to 20 times 10 over 9. At the acceleration plus 20G, 20 times 10, 200. This is like nearly 1.1. 1.1. 20. Yeah. 22. 22 plus 200 equals to 222 Newton. Very easy. Right? 222 Newton. Got it? Now, very lastly, the inclined plane thingy is asking the acceleration of 5 kilogram mass acceleration of the 5 kilogram mass you want to find. How am I going to do that? I am going to do it in this method. Okay, there's a tension. So there is a very big force it is generated, 20G. Here it will generate 5G sine 30. If you have forgotten how it is, I will show you. Can you remember I taught you like this? When there is a mass of M, it imparts certain force of like mg downwards. When there is an angle of theta here, I told you this angle copies here. Right? I'm not going to explain that part today, but remember one thing, the same angle copy here. So you can resolve this like mg, but cos theta here, perpendicularly. And opposite direction reaction along this one as a component of mg comes like mg sine theta. This is what the inclined plane. So m here is 5, g is g, sine is sine, theta is 30 here. That is why I just marked it g 5g sine 30. Okay, I also leave this one if you have forgotten to write. So now in traditionally I will write the forces. T is greater minus 5g sine 30. That is equals to mass of 5 multiplied by acceleration of A, equation number 1. Understood? Right. Now for this one, I am going to write the equation downward here. 20G minus T equals to 20A, equation number 2. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these two equations together. 1 plus equation number 2. Here I will get like T minus 5G sine 30 plus, let me write the other one in a different color here, 20G minus T, that is equals to in the right hand side of the other one is 5G, in the right hand side 5A, here is 20. Right, minus T and plus T cancel, so now I can bring these answers up. 20G minus 5G sine T. 20G, I will write the real values now, 2010 and minus 5 times 10 sine 30 means half, that is equals to, is that a glare point or next point is a glare point? I may have to write it again. Wait. 20G, this minus I going to plug here, minus 5, sorry, 20 times 10, 5 times 10 and sine 30 is half, equals to, in the right hand side 5 and 20, it is going to be 25A. That's it. Another it is going to be 5, 225. 200 minus 25 is 175 equals to 25A. I'm going to divide both sides by 25. Cancel off. How many 25s are there in 100? It is 4. In 200, it is 8. But 175, it is just 7. 7. So the acceleration is 7 ms minus 2. Can you understand it? තේරුණාද හැමෝටම? Huh? Do you guys understand it? Did you get this answer alone? Every day you said after I explained. Very good boy. Others? මේ තාම අද ලේසි ගණන් ටිකක් දුන්නා. ළමදාතිය දෙනවා ටිකක් කරකිලා යනවා ටිකක්. ෆවුන්ඩේෂන් එක හදන්න තුව බෑන්. I have to make your foundation in right. Okay, do it. Copy it. If you are missed, copy it from here. If you know this one, start it only from there. Okay. So rest of the questions are going to come up with very complicated diagrams. So I would like to use that share board. How about your opinion? Do you like that share board, or I can continue with this whiteboard even? But if you like that share board, we can go to there. What do you reckon? Others? නෑ ඔයාලා ඒකට ආස නැත්තම් මම මෙහෙ කරන්න කිසියවුලක්. How about? You are okay. Others? To do complicated long questions, I think much better to do in the share board because you can see the question and steps and everything together. Okay, let's go. Let's discuss next two questions over there. If it is not satisfiable, let's come back here. Okay, quickly. Copy this and let's go. Take a screenshot of this one. Take a screenshot of this one. Now, let's quickly go. So I'm going to start discussion of this one right now. Here it says PQ represents a uniform beam of like 2 kilogram. It has its own mass of 2 kilogram. If it is a uniform red, you should know that it is exactly lying the center of gravity in the center. That is 2g. Right. The distance should be from here 1 meter. From the other end also it is just 1 meter. It is exactly lying in the middle point. Okay. Now you place certain object of like 4 kilogram place that 0.5 from Q. It is like 4 kg. You have to mark it. Beam is 2 meters long. By how much does the force Q exert on P? Force Q exerts on P. That means you have to find out the torque of that one. Force of Q. Exceed the force on Q. Right. Now you have to make a pivot here. You have to make a pivot here. When you make the pivot at P, 0 equals to, here it is going to be 2G clockwise. This one is also clockwise. If this is 0.5 meter, the whole together from here is what? It is going to be 1.5. 1.5 times 4 minus, sorry, it's plus, sorry. Anti-clockwise force, I don't know. FQ multiplied by distance of 2. Right. FQ is equals to 20. It is like 1 multiplied by 1 plus 6. 1.5 by 4 is 6. FQ multiplied by divide. You have to divide it by 2 because this is multiple by 2. 26 divided by 2 is FQ is equals to 13 Newton. That is 13 Newton. Right? Now using your basic knowledge, you can find out. Now you can just find out Q, sorry, P. How to find out P? P plus Q are the only forces upward, should be equals to downward forces 20 from here plus 40 from this one. P you don't know, but Q you know, 13. It is 60. P equals to 60 minus 13. P force is going to be, what is it, 47 Newton. So how many times it is? So see, okay. Understand? Now you know the difference between these two forces. Okay, understand? Now you need to calculate the total anticlockwise moment about P. Only anticlockwise moment is provided by this one. Talk about anticlockwise at P here. It is going to be 13 Newton multiplied by 1.5, sorry. Altogether 2 meters. Total torque is just 26 Newton meter. 26 Newton meter. Understand? That is the anti-clockwise moment provided by the system. Very simple one. Now we have to go for the next one. Okay. I did the previous one. Now you can try the 8th one right now. I will give you a time of like maximum of 2 minutes is more than enough for you. I will ask you to do it within a timer. Timer gives you only 2 minutes. Try it within 2 minutes. This is something like an MCQ. Do it, do it. Only 2 minutes. Try this. Uniform beam mass per kilogram means it is evenly distributed. The center of gravity lies on the center of the bar. That means exactly the middle of that. That's what it says. Right. I think I gave you sufficient and enough time for you to do this. Pretty much of enough. You had pretty much of enough time here. A uniform beam in equilibrium suspended by a cord at X and the other end of the beam at 3 meters of the other end. Right? Suspended by a cord at X. Okay. Masses are provided the forces on the end of the beam, like 28 Newton and 10 Newton. Determine the weight force of the beam. It is actually suspended by here. It is like this. From X, there is a 1. This provides the tension to hold this entire setup. So there is a downward force. I think it's better turn the background to white. Then you can see the things clearly. 28. This one is 10 Newton. Okay. Now it says that there is a masses provided. It is like here, 2 and 3. Okay. Weight of the beam can be anything. W. When you write the anticlockwise force. Wait. When you write the anticlockwise force from here, 28 times 2 minus in the other side W, which is here, sorry, suspended by here. It is like the mass equilibrium suspended by a force, which is like the equilibrium point is here, W by 2. Wait. Yeah. So the 28 multiplied by 2 equals to W multiplied by 2 plus 10 multiplied by 3. 28 times 2 is going to be 56 minus 60. Sorry, 300. That is not also going to happen. There is a loss of data here. Tension is also not marked in. We can't find it only within these data. Yeah, something is missing here. Can do. Let's do the friction questions here. It is like very important. We have to do the 4 friction questions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Firstly, let's do the first 2 questions. After that, you can try the other 2 at home. Let's firstly try the first 2. Let me make the background again dark. Otherwise, it is not eye catchy. Right. Start doing it. I will give you 3 minutes for each. So the timer would be just 8 minutes. Just 8 minutes. Start doing it. It will. I think that you had enough time to do this. More than enough time to do this. Let's quickly move on to the question discussion. Have a good look at here. A 5 kilogram mass rests on horizontal surfaces like 20 Newton. Force is required to initiate motion. To the discussion, I would make it like what color again? 20 Newton force is required to initiate motion, and 15 Newton force is required to maintain constant velocity. Calculate the static and kinetic coefficients of friction respectively. Right. When you draw for the question number 1, answer, let me draw this one here. That is more like 5G. And R is that you need but 20 Newton to initiate motion. The friction, maximum friction is the limiting friction is there. F L is equals to mu R. If L is 20 Newton, is the initiate motion just about to slide? Our reaction force is going to be 50. Mu equals to 2 over 5. It is like 0.4. That's it. And here, you need 15 Newton force to maintain that constant velocity. You have initiated the motion. Now you are going to maintain it at constant velocity. That F equals to 15 Newton. The frictional force is also the same. That is why it is moving under constant velocity of V. Why? According to what? According to who? According to who? Newton's first law of motion. What is it? An object remains stationary or moving at constant velocity if the forces are balanced. So according to Newton's first law of motion, frictional force equals to 15 Newton. Right. Here also according to Newton's first law of motion. Static condition, this is the dynamic condition, but still Newton's first law of motion. 15 Newton equals to mu multiplied by R is now the same. 50, 5 times 10. 5 times 3 here, 5 times 10 here. Mu is equals to 3 over 10. It is 0.3 Newton. Sorry, no unit. Okay. Breaks. Understand? You understand it? Okay. Now in the other one, it says like 8 kilogram block of wood is placed on a wooden surface. A block of 8 kilogram wood is placed on a wooden surface. Quickly copy this. I gave you the same coefficient of frictions for the next question as well. Minimum horizontal force required to start the block moving. Did you copy these ones quickly? I want to do. I think I had given enough time. Now to do the second question. Let me make it small. Right, to do the second question, the force you need to apply is 8 minimum. Minimum means the limiting friction. Mu is 0.4 times R is like 80. 8 times 4 is 32 Newton. Very simple. Now you are going to apply the same force continuously. You are applying what? 32. Remember one thing, dynamic friction is lower. If dynamic friction is lower, it should definitely get accelerated to here. We don't. Now how to find out the dynamic friction? It is like 0.3 times 80 Newton. It is 2.4. Sorry, 24. 24 Newton. All right. You apply a force of like 32. This one is 24. Now the force, resultant force is 32 Newton minus 24 Newton is equals to 8 times acceleration. Here the force difference is 8 equals to 8a. Now the acceleration is going to be 8 and 8 cancel off, 1 ms minus 2. Did you get these answers correctly? My answers ටික ඔයාලට ආවද හරියටම? Hello? You get these answers correctly? Okay. Now you try third one and fourth one at home. Okay. Right. You may have forgotten these. So let's do only two questions from this. Questions from this. Rest of the questions to be done at home. Right. I'll give you 4 minutes. Within 4 minutes, get these answers. Okay. Quickly, your timer starts. You have only 4 minutes. Try to find out the ideal answer for these two questions. Okay, let's start. Let's start. Okay. Mhm. Which of the following sets of three forces act on a single point are not in equilibrium? I told you. You may have forgotten. If there are two forces like F1, if there is another force F2, the maximum force act when both the forces are in the same direction. F max is going to be F2 plus F1 whole together. Okay. Other one is F1 to here, F2 to in the other direction. This is how it gets the smallest force. F minimum, here it is like max. Minimum is F1 minus F2. If any other force, third force is in the range vicinity of these two to balance. Let me give you like an example. If there is a F1 force of like 10 Newton, F2 force of like 3 Newton. Like biggest force you can create is like 10 plus 3 is 13 Newton. Smallest force you can create is 10 minus 3 is going to be 7 Newton. If there is a 6 Newton as the third force, definitely it is smaller than, so the range is what? 7 to 13. If 6, not going to count. If 14, that is not going to count because it should be minimum of 7 or maximum of 13. Any other number like what? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, accept. That's the theory. I have taught this one very long time back. If you want, I can leave this one as well. But you will get confused in the next time because nothing is in this one. Okay, so that's why I'm erasing. 888. You may think, so the biggest one is 8 per 16. The smaller one is 0. 0 to 16, yes. 8 is in between, definitely yes. 10 and 15, 25. Bigger one is 25. Smaller one is 5. 10 is in between, yes. Here, bigger one is what? 24. The smaller one is 0. Other one is 12, permitted. Now here, see the bigger one, you can create is what? Bigger one and smaller one difference is 30. Bigger one. The smaller one is what? 10. 15 is in the path, definitely yes. Well, yeah. This one is also fitting in. So there is no answer in this. Here there is no answer. Everything is fitting. Ten, 15, 20, 25. Everything is getting fit. Everything fits. Let's go for the other one. This one fit. This one fit. In both cases, everything is fit. I might have missed some details. Now, option 4 is also fitable. We can fit it in. Biggest one is 30, smallest one is like 10. 15 is in between. Definitely you can fit. It is not like that. You can just slanted it, 20 Newton like here, this one like 10, then the other one can fit in a vector triangle. It is fitable. Everything is fitable. Hmm. I might have forgotten to add. This is like 2 Newton, then it is okay. Why 25 minus 20 is just 5. 5 is not fitting with 2. In that sense, it is in the range. Right. Forget about it. Now let's go for another set here. Right. Let's try these two questions. Set A. Set A, these two questions. Questions ටික දැම්මම මට check කරන්න බැරි වුණා ඒකයි උනේ. Normally I do and check. Here I didn't have time to do it. Mostly data goes wrong sometimes because typing error occurred. Okay, now here in this one and here start to do. I'll give you 4 minutes. Sorry, 5 minutes for this. And for the last week's remainder and today's remainder, I will make a combined video and upload. Okay. There will be some questions remaining here, untouched ones. I will be discuss that in new video. Okay. හරි ළමයි මන්ට okay ළමයි let's start discussion now. A truck moving with 40 meters per second can be stopped by applying brake within 30-meter distance. If the velocity of the truck is tripled, what distance does the truck move until it comes to rest when the brakes are applied? Okay. So initial velocity is here, 30-meter distance. We have to consider like it applies the same force of brake, right? Force of brake. Then the acceleration will be the same. Okay, now have a good look at. Then if the same brake, then the acceleration will be the same. Okay. Now have a good look at v square equals to u square plus 2as is my equation. Actually, we can do the answer for MCQ just by seeing the question. I will tell you how. Final velocity is 0, but let's firstly do in natural way. 40 to the power 2, right? Minus 2 times 8 times 30. 60 a equals to 40 by 40. 10 cancel off. A will be equals to 160 over 6. It is like 80 over 3. Just leave it. Don't solve it. Leave it like first condition. Now your speed is triple. You are going to find out the same force, but you have to remember the vehicle can apply the brake. It doesn't depend on with the maximum brake will provide the same deceleration because it has the maximum braking force, no? Can't exceed. So the mass is the same. So the acceleration will be the same. I found it. Now for the next case, I will apply to the same equation. So triple means 120 square minus 2 times A. I know now. A is 80 over 3 times S. I don't know. Right. Now what is it going to be? 160 over 3 S equals to 120 by 120. $16 4 and 4 and 4 cancel off 3. So I will tell you the way how to get the answer without using any of these complicated methods. 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27, and this 0, 270 meters. Wow, wonderful, ne? Right. Firstly, copy this, then I will tell you MCQ technique. You have to learn MCQ techniques. Otherwise, you will minimally spend 3 to 4 minutes finding this answer. Definitely, 3 to 4 minutes you may take. But in the MCQ technique, you will learn to do it within 20 seconds. Paper class, the purpose is to teach you shortcut methods. Right. My students, how many of you got this answer correct? How many of you got this answer correct? Huh? You got it. Wow, Tejaswin, boy, very good. Okay. Let me tell you the relationship. My relationship of the equation is v square equals to u square plus 2as. Then you will realize for the break 2as equals to v square. So you can see v square is proportional to s. Displacement, then I can interchange these two. You will see s and v directly proportional to v to the power 2. Understand? V to the power 2. Do you understand what did I do here? Firstly, write the relevant equation, right? So when I get these factors, I can see 2 is a constant, acceleration is a constant. You have to understand that. Firstly, it can provide maximum acceleration. It is the same. Okay. So these are constants. So you can see now v square is proportional to s. So s is proportional to v to the power 2. If you double, this is not just going to get doubled. Let me tell you, if it is velocity invert to 2, then what is new velocity? 2v. If it is there, I'm going to fit. Now let's find out S2 how. 2v to power 2. Have a good look at. 2v to power 2 means you are going to multiply 2v by 2. What is the final result? 4v square. Then the final result is just not multiplied by 2. It will get multiplied by what? 4. Can you understand? මේක හොඳට තේරුම් ගන්න තේරෙන්නේ නැත්නම් ඒලෙම අහන්න. If you don't understand this, ask me right away. Those people with bad O-level mathematics may not understand. So please, I will explain you. Have a really good look at. Firstly, identify the basic conditions here. හරි? මේ කියලා දෙන්නේ ඔයාලට ආදරෙන් මේවා ඕනනම් මට හංගලා යන්න පුළුවන්. But you have to develop these techniques in the exams. You say repeatedly, sir, time එක මදි වුණා. ප්‍රශ්න ලේසි, time එක මදි වුණා. time එක මදි වෙන්නේ ඔයාලා මෙන්න මේ වගේ මෝඩ විදියට කරන නිසා. ඉතින් මම ඔයාලා මෝඩ විදියට කරන්න දීලා බලන් ඉන්නවා නම් අවුලක් නැහැ. හැබැයි මම හරි විදිය කියලා දෙද්දි හොඳට මොලේ RAM එක පට්ට වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ. හිර වෙනවා. පළවෙනි පාරනේ මේවා දකින්නේ. මතක තියාගන්න ලෝකේ අමාරුම සබ්ජෙක්ට් එක තමයි ඔයාලා කරන්නේ. ෆිසික්ස් කියන්නේ. You have to understand the condition. V square is 0 නේ. We are not going to consider this is a negative. So you can bring these two factors to here. It is going to be 2as v square, right? So I will put s here, 2 and a. Meva constant, 2 is a constant, as I told you that. But acceleration is also constant. This is going to be constant times v square. When there is a constant, we can remove it and put proportionality sign. You can see now displacement changes with the second power of velocity. If the velocity is 10, your new velocity is 20. If it is s is proportional to 10 to the power 2, right? But here it is going to be what? S is proportional to 20 to power 2. Now what is the factor? 400. Understand? Here it will be just 100. This is 400. හතර ගුණයක් වැඩි වෙලා නේ. Only velocity multiplied by 2, but the result will multiplied by 4. Don't you understand? අපි වැඩි කරේ දෙගුණයක් හම්බෙන result එක හතර ගුණයක්. මම මේක එලෝ එලෝ කියන්නේ දන්නවද? In the next week we are going to start law of conservation of energy and work energy and power. Then in that equation we have to do these type of things again and again and again. You will really get surprised, not surprised. You will run lunatic. ඉස්සරදී මේ velocity එක double කරපුවාම energy එක කීයක් වෙනවද? මම මෙතනදීම පෙන්නන්නම්කෝ මේ ඔක්කොම constant. This constant. If your velocity is double, what happens? Constant times 4v square. When you bring 4 front, 4 kv square. That means it was like only kv square before. Now it is 4 kv square. Now how many times energy has increased? When you increase the velocity by 2, it has increased by 4. මේවා එකපාරට තේරුම් යන්නේ නැහැ. හරි? මේවා එකපාරට තේරුම් යන දේවල් නෙමෙයි. ඔන්න ඔකයි මම කිව්වේ පේපර් ක්ලාස් එක කියන එකේ ඉම්පෝටන්ස් එක. තියරි ක්ලාස් එකේදී ඔළුව පටල ගන්න නැතුව පාඩුවේ තියරි ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ. පේපර් ක්ලාස් එකේදී ඔළුව පටලගෙන මේ පොලේ ගහලා හරි කමන්නේ නැහැ ගණන් හදන හැටි තේරෙනවා. තේරුණාද? මේ කතන්දර මේ එහෙම බබා වගේ ගන්න හදන්න එපා. Understand? Okay. Now let me tell you how to do this in this simple question. මේ හරි විදියට හොයන මේ ක්‍රමේ MCQ එකකදී ඔහම කර හිටියොත් විනාඩි 5ක් යනවා. හොඳට බලා ගන්න. Velocity is 30. Now new velocity is what? 120. තේරුණාද? එයා මෙයා v නම් හරියක් කීයද? 3v නේද? ඔව් කියන්නේ. මම මේ දාපු හැම ප්‍රශ්නයක්ම හොඳ කල්පනාවෙන් දාපුවා. මට ටයිපින් මිස්ටේක් විතරයි චෙක් කරන්න බැරි වුණේ. හොඳට බලා ගන්න. කිසිම පෑන් ඉරක් වෙන නාස්ති කරන්නේ නැහැ. 30 is proportional to only to what? V square. මම මේ වගේ මේකක් ලියනවා අපි unknown distance එකක් අලුතෙන් එනවා හොඳට බලන්න. Proportional to velocity of 3v square. Now I am going to divide these two. Equation number 2, equation number 1. හොඳට බලා ගන්නකෝ. I do it like this. S over 30 equals to 3v2 square means 9v square divided by v square. දැන් මොකද වෙන්නේ? v square and v square cancel off. S equals to 9 times 30. 9 times 3 is 27. 0. S2 is 270 meters නේ. මට කියන්නකෝ අවංකවම කොයි එකද ගාන හදන්න ලේසි කියලා. මෙයා තේරුම් ගන්න අමාරුයි තමයි. තේරුම් ගන්න ටිකක් මහන්සි වෙන්න ඕනේ. හැබැයි if you get certain question like this in the exam, which method is will give you the answer easier? Which method will give the answer easier quickly? Definitely the second one. But which method to will is hard to understand? Definitely also the second one. That is not because of physics. That is because of bad O-level mathematics. හරිද? ඔය රැල්ලට ලොකු ජනප්‍රිය සර් කෙනෙක් ගාවට හොයාගෙන ගියාට යකා හරියට ඔය ටික කියලා දෙන්න නැතුව බබාලා නලවනලෝ නම් හිටියේ අපරාධිකයෙක්. තේරුණාද? It is because of your bad O-level mathematics. But somehow I explained it right now. Try to understand this. This will haunt entirely in this area equals to half mv square. අනේ තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ කිය නටන්න වෙන්නේ. දැන් ඉදම්ම කියන්නේ ඔක කරලා තියා. කොහොම හරි අද දවසම අරගෙන හරි කමන්නේ ඔක දෙන්න. Take your time, apply it somehow and try to understand the second method. That is a life-saving technique. Not just life-saving technique. Okay? මුළු ජීවිතේම බේර ගන්න දෙයක්. ඔයා තීරණය කරන්න ඕනේ දෙපාර්ත්. Okay? මට දැන් හොඳ ළමයි වගේ ඔය second method එකෙන් හදලා පෙන්නන්න. හරි. second method එකෙන් හදලා පෙන්නන්න දෙවෙනි එක. first method එකෙන් නැතුව. මේකත් ඒ විදිහටම කරන්න පුළුවන්. how? ඉඩ යන්නේ මෙන්න මෙච්චරයි. මෙච්චරයි ඉඩ යන්නේ. වෙන්න කිසි දෙයක් යන්නේ නැහැ. This space is more than enough. විනාඩියයි දෙන්නේ. Right? Got an answer? නිකන් මගේ ඔළුවට ආන්සර් එක නිකන් බලද්දි මාව උග්ගා. Yes. නිකම්ම එනවා. ඔළුවේ 4 ගුණයකින් බෙදන්න ඕනේ. If S is equals to what? Sorry, 5 meter is proportional to what? 10. Right? Other one is how it means S2 is proportional to 5 square. මම මේ 5 කියලා දාන්න කමනේ කමනේ. එහෙම යන්කෝ. S2 over 5 මේක S2 දෙකම 5 වගේ දකින්නේ. 5 square divided by 10 square. S2 is 5 square means 25 over 100 multiplied by 5. එකයි 4යි. S2 is 5 over 4 1.25. හරි ලේසි ළමයි මේවා. ඔළුවට දාගන්නයි අමාරු. එකපාරක් ඔළුවට වැටුණාට පස්සේ ගේම. නැත්නම් ඉතින් ඔයාලා 60 පැයක් අරගෙන ගණන් හදන අපරාධේ. I can hide this and show you. අන්තිමට ඉතින් ලොකු අමාරුවක ඔයාලා වැටෙනවා. කැමති නම් ඉතින් මම ඒවා හංගලා කියලා දෙන්නම් මේ සාමාන්‍ය විදියට. අයියෝ ළමයි ඔයාලට ඉක්මනට ගානක් හදාගන්නත් බැරිද කියලා බොරුවට බයින්න. ඔයාලා ආසයි නම්. රැවටෙන්න ආසයි නම් මට එහෙම කරලා දෙන්න පුළුවන්. මට රවට්ටන්න ආසයි. තේරුණාද ඔය පේපර් ක්ලාස් එක මගේ තියෙන මේ සීක්වෙන්ෂල් ක්වෙස්චන්ස් කියන්නේ ඉතින් මේ මාරම විදියට මොලේ මහන්සි කරලා හදපුවා ඔයාලට මේ ලස්සනට සිලබස් එක අල්ලලා දෙන්න. හරි. මේ දෙක හදමු. Let's now do the other two. Quickly. හරි. Do it. 5 minutes.
Okay, ළමයි.
Hello. Let's do this. A train of 200 meter long is moving a lot towards east with a speed of like 20 meters per second. A bird flies at a speed of like 10 meters per second towards the west. It is like east and yeah, east and west. You should remember these directions opposite to each other, right? West parallel to the railway track. So how long does it take bird to pass the entire length of the train? So length is 200 meter. Train travels towards the bird within like 20 meters per second. Other one is like 10. Velocity of what? Bird relative to train is equals to velocity of what? Bird relative to earth plus velocity of what? Earth relative to train. This is how you write. If you have forgotten how to write it, watch my video. I have even added a very small video to watch to understand this concept. But for an MCQ, don't do this type of unnecessary things. If both things are moving in the same direction, you subtract. That is the thing you only need for MCQ. If if both objects are moving in opposite directions, you add for to get the relative velocity. That is the only thing you need to know. Here the velocity is of the bird is relative to the train 20 plus 10 it is 30. Now you know what this equation is. S equals to ut only. Half at is for I0, not accelerating. So the time is equals to what? S divided by U. Okay, got it? Now time equals to what? 200 divided by 30. Nearly 6.6. It is about 6 seconds. Honey? A boat travels north at a speed of like river that flows south. A fish swims against current at a speed of like 8 minus. North at a speed and flows south against the current. Against the current means in the direction of what? How much time does it take for fish to cross the entire length of the boat, which is 50 meters? හොඳට හිතා ගන්න ඕනේ එකක් නිකන් අර අමුතු කේස් එක. This is the boat. This is how the river flows. At 15. River flows to there. At what? 8. But you have to understand one thing. Right? Both boat and the fish acted upon by that one. So it is going to get cancelled off. Effect is completely cancelled off. Why? Shall I tell you why? The earth is moving in the space with the velocity of something. I move relative to the earth 20 meters per second. Another vehicle coming towards me with 20 meters per second. Now, do we consider the velocity of earth? Do we? ඒකත් දාගෙන හෙන ජල්බරයක් නටන්න පුළුවන් ඕනේ ඕනේ it is relatively in the same plane. So velocity of river we are not going to consider. අපි හදන එක ගානකවත් earth එකේ velocity එක ගත්තේ නෑනේ. This on the same plane. හිතන්න MCQ වලදී ඔන්න ඔය වගේ මොලේ තියෙන්න ඕනේ. We are not going to consider this. No need. But relative to us, oh, not that වැරදි එක මම කපලා දැම්මේ. Flow දෙක වැඩක් නැහැ. මෙයාව. Okay. That means I travel to 15 here. The fish also travels to that direction. Against the current, we also go against the current. දැන් කල්පනා කරයි north කියන්නේ against current තමයි. Flow, right? This is 8. Difference is what? Same direction. I told you, you have to subtract. It is just 7. Right? 15 minus 8 is 7. අනිත් පැත්තට යන්නේ මාළුවා මෙහෙම පහුවෙවි යන්නේ. මේ හරිය පීනගෙන ඉන්න මාළුවා ඕම උට තේරෙන්නේ පාස්සට යනවා වගේ. ඌත් ඉස්සරහට යන්නේ. But boat will go faster than. What is it? S equals to ut again. Time will be s over u. So s is going to be 50 divided by 7. Nearly 7 seconds. Answer එකක් නැහැ. එච්චරයි. There is no answer. හරිනේ? Okay ළමයි? There is no answer. That's it. Yeah, fish's velocity calculated. Fish's velocity calculated. Fish is moving at 8. Boat is traveling against the current at 8. See, here it is 15. Here it is 8. The relative velocity between these two is just 7. Okay. Answer එකක් නැහැ පොඩ්ඩක් වැරදීමක් වෙලා නැත්තම් කතන්දරේ හරි. කතාව තේරුම් ගන්නකො physics නේ අnder තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ. You have to understand physics. Okay. මේ ටික ගෙදරදී try කරන්න. හරි. මේ ටික ගෙදරදී කරන්න. මොකද මේ අද දවසේට මං හිතන්නේ දුන්නා වැඩි. අර ගොළුවට නිකන් ගල් ගැහිලා වගේ ඇත්ත. Right? We have 15 minutes more, but it is useless to do anything. I can feel your attention now. So let's gradually increase the time to until to all 3 hours. If the time is not matching for you, let me know. I will set it to a night time if it is feasible at a night time. අවුලක් නැත්තම් ඉතින් මෙහෙමම කරමු කැමැත්තක් කියන්න. හරි. Okay. Let's wind up the class for today. God bless you. Bye.